Hello, my name is Brayden Oski.
And I'm Awesome Ross, and you're watching The Inner Gamer On.
And today we're going to be talking about a lot of changes that have been coming to World of Warcraft. Yes, you heard it here. We talked about World of Warcraft and all that they're prepping for as they release Shadowlands. So Austin is super excited about it. They've changed the level cap and done a bunch of stuff. So we're going to talk about it right here. So stay tuned. We're going to dive right in.
And as always, if you enjoyed this content, please like, subscribe, and bang that bell because you know you want to. I'm getting back into WoW, which is, there's a cycle of games as a service that I kind of go back to every so often. And for some reason, the fall is kind of that time where I like to jump back into WoW. So Shadowlands is about to come out, and, I may or may not play that for extended amount of time. I don't know,
Yeah. So you've been playing WoW lately.
I have been.
And you've jumped back into it with a patch and stuff like that. I know you were talking about off record or off the podcast or whatever, some of the new updates that have come with it. But what have they been doing to it? Why are you back into WoW? Why does it keep bringing you back?
Well, for a while now, a few months, it might have even been most of this year. They've had it where they're giving you 100% extra XP for questing and stuff to level up characters in order to get prepared for Shadowlands, right? Because the main cap for 120, this is kind of right around the pandemic, I feel like it started.
Yeah.
So we kind of jump back into that. We're trying to level up. Obviously, me and Travis are doing a series that still needs to be released. World of Warcraft, and so we saw that was happening. We're like, oh, okay, it's cool. We can level up pretty quick all the way to 120 and get some characters ready for potentially this DLC, or go in and play DLC we never played before, or just content. And that's kind of, we've been in and out this whole year with that. And then recently they had this patch come out, which I thought was just a normal patch. And the major changes was that they squished the 120 max level back down to 60. So my 75 mage was now 27 mage. And I was like, what the fuck?
Do you know why they did that?
It's just the consolidate, make it easier to get to max level.
But isn't that one of the complaints that people had about the early game? It took so long to progress.
So it doesn't take that long anymore.
Okay.
So I'll get to that. Well, there's a lot of stuff kind of combined with that. So apparently you can go. All right, I'll start with this. There's a new gnome lady in Stormwind and/or somewhere, probably in Orgrimmar or any of the main cities that you can go to. I don't know if it's main cities, it's probably just 2 locations for each faction. You go to her and you can select any of the expansions that have come out, and you can go into an instance of that world to play it. Now, because of the way they're restructuring things, you can go to any of those expansions and level your character up. You can start at level 1 and play all that content, because all creatures scale to your level. So all that content that used to be in-game content is now all the time content. So you can go into any expansion and level up your character all the way to level 50, 60. Yeah, 50, because at 60, from 50 to 60, they want you to play Shadowlands in order to boost it up. So right now, some of the missions I've been playing, I've been getting 5,000 XP, and that never happens.
Yeah.
For completing a mission. You only get, if you're lucky, you get 1,000.
So your character carries with you no matter what expansion you're playing, right? You're just
right.
You just jump in there, play that content. What used to be end game content is now normal game content.
Yeah,
and all that stuff, because there's gonna be new end game content in Shadowlands that they want everybody to play.
Right. And you can play any of it for free. Wait, no, I take that back. Yeah, because I'm playing the last expansion was Battle for Azeroth. Yeah, that is now free content, and I jumped in. I've been playing in that world, or that expansion world.
So what happens when you without this feature here, where you can go and just jump into that content or whatever? Whenever you a new expansion comes out, from what I understand, there's a new realm that you a new starting zone that you go to, right? Traditionally,
there's a new zone, but not necessarily a starting zone.
So you could
So
still
you take
start
your
back at the
character.
first camp that you started in WoW 1
Well, if you start a new character, usually yes, you start at one of the starting faction zones.
of that expansion or of
No,
WoW generally.
So the expansion is usually like in-game content.
Okay.
There's only a few that like changed the world or whatever and made it look different and things like that.
So whether you started in like WoW at the beginning or you started in WoW Shadowlands for the first time ever, you're always going to start from where you started in WoW 1.
Yes, if you're starting a new character.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Now there are caveats to that because in Wrath of the Lich King, well, technically you wouldn't start a new character with there. Anyway, they have other classes and other areas that have opened up for new starter factions, and that's due to the expansion. So you could start a new character in those areas.
Okay.
So like they've expanded on starter zones for people with new faction.
Gotcha.
Anyway, they've redone the class system. All the levels been changed to fit the new leveling. Let's see. Yeah, like a lot of professions have been changed. There's this thing called ally races where you can be other kinds of races that I didn't know was possible, and apparently you can get to those really easily now. So like I can be a little like wolf thing or like a different kind of elf. It's kind of weird, or a different kind of orc or dwarf. Yeah. And one of the cooler things is that a lot of the facial customizations, they've expanded on that like dramatically. Like much more high detailed faces, a lot more variety on like how you look and scars and tattoos and things like that for all factions. And before, like if you wanted to change how you look, you had to pay for it. And now
really?
you just pay in-game gold to change the way you look. So they actually
they have
progressed.
microtransactions for cosmetics inside of a monthly service game?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of that shit in here.
Wait, so what? Oh man, I don't understand why people play this. Like people bitch
Because they
about
like the world.
microtransactions, and
I
then
know.
got a World of Warcraft game where you're paying $15 a month plus more in-game currency, plus you're paying for expansions.
Yeah,
like they're milking the shit out of gamers. It's crazy.
You can buy a mount for a mount that some just fly, some fly, some can run on the ground and fly, and some just run on the ground. And most of those are like $25 if you want to get special ones. Yeah, I know.
That is insane.
I know. They're pumping some money out, man. But it's nice that all of this content before is now free for me because I got a really cheap deal for everything from Burning Crusade to Legion because I had Burning Crusade already.
Yeah.
And I didn't buy BFA, so I'm happy about that. And then obviously the new expansion is coming out, which is actually $40 base price if you don't want to get any of the extra stuff. Because they give you extra stuff.
Should be free.
Yeah, I mean it probably should be. So
I'm bitter about this, man. It's crazy.
I think there's some good changes here in this game. Like even like druids can customize their beast forms. If you're a worgen, you can customize your wolf form and your werewolf form and your human form. Like that's some better things that I think people have been wanting for a while. But obviously there are some kinks that need to be worked out. There's something with was it relics or artifacts from Legion? I don't know what that's about because I just started playing Legion, so I don't know too much about it. And you can only use those artifacts in that expansion if you go to that instance. So people are upset because they want to use it for everything.
How often are you playing this game solo, and how often are you playing with people? And is it just Travis you play with, or do you ever have like a 3 or 4 man party?
No, it's just Travis and Sarah.
So whenever,
just me.
So whenever y'all are playing, like what's the most? How different do quests get? Like, do they have like really long chain story quests that take you from here to there, or like what are your objectives and stuff like that? Or are they still like kill 10 dogs and
go? Well, I mean, there's story involved. I don't read the quests. That's just kind of I just don't care.
So what is the appeal then if you don't read that?
Is to get higher level to do some of this other extra stuff that I feel like is a little more appealing. But obviously we never really get there because grinding all that way takes so long. But maybe not anymore because we're leveling up pretty fast. So like me and Travis used to play a lot of battleground stuff, so like PvP things.
Yeah.
Back in the day, and it was tough. We enjoyed it, but it's kind of like obviously there's tips and tricks to get good at it and how to. There's a lot of people who are able to really to have a high level character, get a bunch of gold, and buy all this awesome stuff. And so at level 10 or level 19, they go in and just wreck shop. Yeah. And so that kind of stuff killed it for us. And it's like, okay, well, if we can get higher level, maybe we can find something that's a little more balanced to some degree. And so
is it PvP like team based stuff where you're like,
yeah,
is it like 5-on-5 or is it like 20-on-20 or like what is the makeup of that?
I think there is a 5-on-5. There's like a capture the flag type thing.
So kind of like Crucible and Destiny, but with melee combat people and range magics and shit like that. And
then you have like bigger ones where it's like 10-on-10 or 20-on-20. Yeah. And it's Horde versus Alliance. So
I was gonna say that'd be kind of cool because I mean you're saying Battlegrounds. I was envisioning like it would be kind of fun to have like a 30-on-30 or 40-on-40 kind of like big, huge, epic battle of magic.
They have
and stuff.
those too. Huh. See, we haven't really played it too much because it just feels so daunting. And back in the day, it used to take forever for some of these matches because there was no time limit. It was first to X amount of points, and you win the game.
Yeah.
And so people would just kind of hold out, and it was a waiting game. I think me and Travis played 2 hours for one match because somebody wouldn't, because we just couldn't, no one could get the other person's flag, and it was just like, oh my God. We just have to quit. So,
that's crazy.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff here. They've changed a lot, so I think it's for the better. How long I will play, I don't know. Probably a few months.